would like to welcome someone I've known for quite a while, to be fair, way back in the day. Way back. But I've got Colin Doran on the line here, and yeah, he's currently out there with a band called They Fell From the Sky. They've just released their new single called Dry, which is out now for anyone listening. Go listen to that and then come back to this. But yeah, welcome, Colin.
Oh, good to see you. Good to hear you, I suppose, is the case, really, even though we're technically doing this on a Zoom chat.
Yes.
Yes, good to see you, hear you.
You can see me, hear me, and if I shout loud enough, you might be able to hear me because I'm not that far away. So I'm only down the road in Camberley. So yeah. So
play next town along.
Yeah, next time along. But yeah, no, you're here to talk about your new band or new project called They Fell From the Sky. You've teamed up with Jason Bold of Bullet for My Valentine and formerly of Pitchshifter. Yeah, let's find out how that came together first and foremost. So how did this this collaboration, if you will, this project come together?
Well, we kind of did stuff with This Is Menace. So I think Jason and I have already had a pretty good sort of working relationship. I'm not somebody that's very precious over things. I think when things mean something to you, yes, they do. But also, I don't get overly precious because at the end of the day, whenever you're writing, you've got to write for the song.
Yeah.
And I think Jason's kind of in the same sort of mentality in terms of that. And if something's just not working, then it's just not working. And I think we kind of realised that we have also what you might call a very good workflow. So, you know, it's very quick and easy when you're sort of working with Jason.
Yeah.
So when we did like the This Is Menace stuff, that was very much like lyrics kind of written in the morning and then recorded in the afternoon, like for an hour and a half or whatever. It didn't take long. And, you know, you kind of develop a little bit of a sort of a rapport from there. And then I think when you started having a few ideas knocking around, we just kind of sent them my way and just said, you know, what do you think? And I really liked them.
Nice.
So I just thought, you know, well, let's, you know, have a little bit of a tweak of this, tweak of that. And I've got some ideas too. And then it slowly started to form into what it became. But it was quite organic and very much, you know, no one's sort of trying to change the world. No one's trying to, you know, recapture old glory days or anything like that. It's just about, there seems to be some really good music here that we felt kind of should be heard.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about, you know, just having that sort of creative outlet. And obviously Jason now doing like the Bullet stuff, you know, that's cool and that's amazing. And it kind of adds a little extra thing. He's like literally one of the best drummers in the world, full stop. And he literally can play most instruments too. So it's pretty good. So yeah, it was a very sort of easy thing. And then what we did was we ended up sort of trying, I think, to kind of be a bit of a live band for a while. We played a couple of shows like a bunch of years ago, but it was sort of very sporadic. And I think sort of, again, sort of going back to the being of a certain age and trying to, you know, you can't say to the wife, I'm just going to go in the van for 3 weeks and come back with sod all money. Hope you don't mind that. And by the way, I've got no holiday leave anymore from my work because you're trying to make a band work. So for us, it's very much, like we say, just about sort of creating good music that we hope people will hear and enjoy. And we got a guy involved as well called Dave Draper, who's produced it, mixed it, mastered it, played guitars, written with him extensively, sometimes without Jason, sometimes with. And he's been as instrumental in this process as much as, you know, Jason has.
Yeah.
So, and it's happened over a very long period of time as well, a very long period of time.
So I mean, obviously you got this new single out called Dry. I mean, when did you guys actually, let's just go back a little bit, when did you guys get together to record? Was this all done like kind of like, have you got your own sort of studio set up at home, or was it like during in between the sort of major lockdowns, did you manage to sort of get some studio time or anything like that?
Well, I'm not joking, it's been over a period of a few years, in fact.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because the initial ideas, I think, were literally floating around like 10 years ago. And then you kind of like, someone's doing something here, someone's busy there.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have discussions about whether you want to take it into something more, which again goes down to the 3 weeks in the van and coming back with 25p. So, and then sort of, I think a lot of it was even sort of even what you might call procrastination, if you will, in sort of deciding what it was actually going to be.
Yeah.
And then we kind of had the, and bless Dave, we recorded a lot with Dave. Dave would come down to, like, we actually did one of our tracks down at the, the studios down in North Camp, in the
Yes.
train station. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even did a few vocals down there, so Dave came down with his mobile gear and stuff, and did a few in my house, a few at, in Dave's studio up in Cheltenham. So it was quite kind of, this is what's going on, so we just go and do that.
Yeah.
It just seemed to work really, really well. And because we did it over quite a period of time, the songs have actually seen what you might call various iterations and changes.
Yeah.
And because there's been no sort of pressure to release something and no sort of deadline to say, well, you've got to get it out, we've had that luxury of kind of going back to stuff and thinking, well, I'm not quite happy maybe with this phrasing, even like a bit of phrasing or something, or that guitar line there could just be changed slightly and tweaked and just made that a little bit better. So it's been that kind of, it's not so much what I call like a passion project, but just something that's been really enjoyable in terms of creativity. Because when you take any pressure out of something and you just do it,
Yeah.
Dave's like a producer. It's just, I think by the time you're kind of listening to this, he would have just finished producing the new Wild Hearts record, stuff like that. Ryan Hamilton as well. He works with loads of people. So for him, his schedule's really busy, but he's kind of motivated to do it too. So you just end up going, well, I've got a weekend like next month. Maybe I'll drive up to see you and stay the night, or he'll come down here and
Yeah.
we'll do something. And it's just casual. So it's
Pretty
been a protracted experience, but in a good way, really cool.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I mean, it's I mean the single Dry, I'm loving it. I obviously got sent it from your press agent person. And yeah, it's really good. It's just that solid rock tune, but with a bit of like heat on it, if you will. So it's not like your sort of middle of the road dad rock, for instance.
No, I mean, the thing for me is I don't mind, I like lots of different types of music very much. But if I'm going to make something heavy, I like it really heavy.
Yeah.
If I like something to be big and epic, then it's got to be big and epic. I don't really do halfway house on stuff.
Yeah.
And that even means in terms of, if you do something that's a lot lighter, if it's going to be nice, it's going to be really nice. So, that's kind of the way I look at things. And I think that the record kind of reflects, particularly my, I think, creative personality for sure. And then Dave's and obviously Jason's as well. So, if you're going to do it and make it heavy, you can't kind of do a hold back kind of thing. We're not trying to get on the radio here anytime soon.
Yeah.
And again, what you've got to do is make something that is, artistically satisfying as well. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, like I say, it's a cracking tune, and it's been getting little bits of airplay here and there from me, and I'm sure I think some of the other fellow DJs at TotalRock have been spinning it as well, which has been kind of cool. So, tell us about the song, actually, if you don't mind. Like we say, it's called Dry. It's out now. I did a little promo shit there, and
out now.
Out now.
Yeah, I think it's about people going to sort of great lengths to kind of, I suppose, keep things from people. And it's something that I've not kind of got into in a weird way. But as you kind of get older, you kind of start to understand things a little bit more in terms of how human beings are. And my whole ethos is that there were very much as we might want to deny it or try to hide it or whatever, but we're all just animals at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I think we spend a lot of time suppressing instincts, which is the right thing to do, definitely in a lot of cases. But I think in certain areas, you can kind of look at people where you can tell that there are people that are naturally just who they are, just good, kind, great people.
Yeah.
And you kind of start to see other people that maybe have that front, but that doesn't necessarily make them who they are. And some of the songs have been a little bit exploratory, if you will, into those kind of types of people that I think I've kind of come across. And you know, there's people that could be on the surface just in what you might call a light-hearted way, a little bit sort of just disingenuous, and then there's other people that are just downright dark.
Mm.
And so some of the album sort of covers sort of areas like that and what have you. And that's not something I've, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a psychologist or a sociologist in any shape or form, but just sort of when you know, you grow up a bit and you start to understand that sadly you can't take the world at face value.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that.
Yeah, you get a lot of that in the. To be fair, they get a lot of that in the music industry. Like if you want to
Yeah.
break down, I mean, I've experienced my side of it many years ago, and I'm on this side of it now. But I've seen those people where they're kind of, you know, they're not, like you say, you can't take it at face value, you know, and you've got to kind of like you see certain people's I guess you say instincts, you know, like you said a minute ago, just that kind of
and it's not even necessarily related just to the music industry. It's just people in general. You know, nobody's perfect at the end of the day, no matter how hard you want to kind of dress anybody up. But I think it's just sort of trying to delve into a little bit more, I think, into how that works a bit more.
And to bring it on to a bit more stuff, you got an album coming out.
Yes.
I've got down as spring 2021 as a release.
It's definitely the summer. I think we've got another single or two to come out before then.
Okay.
I've got an email that tells me the stuff, by the way, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I literally just saw an email and I was just looking for a release date and it just said spring 2021.
Yeah, I've definitely got the summer at the moment.
Okay.
I'm just going to say the end of July is the plan right now.
Okay, cool.
I don't. That could be an exclusive, Barney, because I've just gotten in an email that came through yesterday. So sorry, Tom, if I'm saying anything I shouldn't do. I can only apologise. And then between then there'll just be a couple more tracks as well to lead up to it.
Cool. And when's the next track due to drop? Have you got the information on that?
Oh, God, you're really, really digging deep on your journalism today, Barney.
I know.
So I think the next one. Here we go. The next one I've got down.
Yeah.
And again, just shoot me here, Tommy, if you need to, because if you hear this, you'll be like, oh, what the fuck is he saying? 7th of May I've got down.
7th of May, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to hearing that.
It's a good one. It's a cracker. It's a corker.
Excellent. Well, like I said, I look forward. I'm really digging the one track so far, and it was nice to obviously, you know, hear you again. If you don't mind talking a little bit about 100 Reasons and stuff.
No, of course not. No, of course not.
But no, it's like I said at the beginning of the show, we've known each other kind of on and off
a long time.
And
that's all we can say now. Your beard didn't used to be that color. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that is exactly and I used to have hair underneath this hat, which I no longer have. So hence the hat. No, I was just like going back and I actually unearthed funnily enough, recently, I found a live recording of you guys as Floor from way back when I used to book shows. I mean, this is a long time ago. Wow. For some reason, I got a mini disc with Floor written on it.
I did not make that. That's for sure.
Yeah, no. And I haven't got a mini disc player, so I haven't been able to sort of like listen to it yet, but once I do, I'll let you know how that is.
Might not want to. You might immediately regret it.
Quite possibly. You never know. I mean, I've gone back and listened to very early stuff that I've done, and it gets instantly deleted now. It's just like no.
Straight to landfill.
Exactly. But yeah, no, talk at like 100 Reasons sort of like era of yours. I mean, are there still plans for you guys to sort of do stuff? I know you occasionally have got back together and done a kind of one-off shows.
Well, I mean, it was a long time ago when we did that, in fairness.
Yeah.
But we do talk, we do hang out over Zoom at the moment and things like that. And I think, you know, from our side of things, we'd never say never.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to look at it. We all kind of still get on. And if anything was to happen, it'd have to be absolutely right and for the right, you know, reasons, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So, from that perspective, yeah, we all get on. We all still talk. you know, and chat and that kind of thing. So yeah, never say never. But yeah, that's it. That's it.
No, that's cool. It's just nice to hear that, because it's I mean, obviously following you guys since your incarnation, and sort of going from there, and then knowing you through like video games and stuff like that as well, like where you used to work and all that kind of stuff.
Still a good gamer. We can talk about games for longer than music. I know that.
Yes, yeah, we definitely could.
I could anyway. You'd just be bored to tears, but yeah.
Oh no. I'm still a heavy gamer on that front. I don't have any of the new systems, but I've got a lot of the previous gen and previous ones to that, and a lot of retro kind of like
Nothing wrong with that.
all that kind of stuff. And I'm starting to go on do live streaming and stuff like that as well now. So
well, as we mentioned beforehand, you should get involved with a Raspberry Pi 4.
yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna look into that, because I've got a couple of those like mini releases, like the mini Mega Drive and stuff, and they're quite good emulators in as much as
good, yeah, they are good, yeah.
I do want to get something, because I used to have an Xbox that used to run all the emulators.
Yeah, you can still get those. They're called Mod Fathers.
Yeah. I sold a lot of my collection when I moved to a different country, and then came back, and well, I looked to buy stuff over in America, like where I was living, and there was stuff there, but I just, like, that money went on something else. And so but yeah, ever since I've come back, I've sort of accumulated some more machines and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. So
look at the if you want in your Mega Drive, you should get into stuff like I think it's called the Mega SG.
Yeah,
you know, Super NT and stuff like that. I haven't got those, by the way. I would love them, but yeah, getting into that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm looking into that sort of side of things once things sort of open up again, and because I've had a bit of a clear out and stuff during lockdown and whatnot, so it's you know, time to get some other bits in and see what happens. But obviously, you know, I've got to okay it with the family, so
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's an expensive hobby if you're not too careful.
Exactly. There's a whole rabbit hole you can fall down, and it's yeah, I remember it being very expensive, and I'm sure the prices have gone up since I was last sort of properly collecting. So
definitely for some of them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've got a couple of questions left for you, Colin, if that's all right. I can let you get on with the rest of your evening and everything. But yeah, I've got, these are based just about yourself more than anything. They're my sort of like enders to my show, if you will. But what I want to find out from you, Colin, is your 3 most pivotal albums. So what I'm talking about is the one, like, say, the album that made you want to be in a band or made you want to sing, or any band, like particular album that was incredibly, like, just pivotal for you in your lifetime.
Easily Faith No More, Angel Dust.
Nice.
I think a lot of people that are in my age bracket can relate to that and understand that. Just incredible from start to finish, and it kind of taught me a lot more about not just singing but understanding tone a lot more, and also just not necessarily, I suppose, when I make music, I just make music that I like.
Yeah.
And that's what it turns out like. And it's going to be heavy or rock because that's what I like, but I don't go into anything with a mindset or thinking, oh, this has to be this way or this has to be a certain way. I just go into it with, I want to make some music that I like. And I think Faith No More's album Angel Dust is almost like the epitome of just making an album that you want to make and not really worrying about anything else. And it's incredible. It's still incredible now. I'll gloss over it quickly because they don't necessarily mean so much to me right now as maybe they did back in the day. But Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction was amazing just because it had a real energy to it. It was one of the first albums I listened to that made me feel genuinely excited, listening to music and thinking, wow, there was such an energy to that record at the time that just kind of lit the fire. So credit to GNR for that.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains' Dirt, just because I don't think albums get better than that very often. It's just so damn good. And obviously sad about Lane Staley because his voice was just incredible. Like, just incredible. And when you have an incredible voice with incredible songs and everything with it, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I'll go with some honourable mentions though. I'll go with Meshuggah, Catch 33.
Nice.
Just because the way that album is struck. I mean, I love Meshuggah anyway. They're one of my favourite bands. But the way that record is particularly structured, leading from one track to the next, is just genius.
Yeah.
And then I suppose just last one will be a Mew. Do you know the band Mew?
Yes. Yes.
MEW.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Mew in general, very good. But No More Stories was an amazing record as well.
Cool.
And again, just learning, listening to music and kind of learning from it is always what I enjoy too. So not just looking at it at face value, what it sort of brings to the table in terms of ideas. And I'd listened to earlier Mew releases, and they're very, very good.
Yeah.
But that one was just, to me, they're just their best work, and it's just like, wow, that's awesome.
Nice.
And there's probably plenty of others as well. Sick of It All, I was listening to the other day. Get a bit
Yep.
scratch the surface back on the go.
Nice.
Well, there's a lot of music out there. It's quite tough to turn around and go 3 albums. So
I know.
I'm breaking the rule, Barney. What can I say? I'm a maverick.
That's all right. That's good. That's good. There's some good albums in there. I mean, Angel Dust, absolutely fantastic album. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Faith No More albums, in fact, as well. So, yeah, Guns N' Roses. There's nothing I can say about that in any way. It's a superb album. It's a classic. And yeah, Alice in Chains. Again, that album, fantastic. And I haven't heard it in a while, so I'm gonna go back and listen to that one. And I'm also going to listen to Meshuggah and Mew as well. That particular album gets reacquainted with Meshuggah anyway. And yeah, check that out as well. So yeah, there's some good choices there. It's the main reason I asked the question, is so I can actually like go and listen to something, and also maybe rediscover something that I haven't heard for a while, and also like see where you kind of get your muse from, if you will, not to use the pun on there, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I mean, like bands like, believe it or not, like Meshuggah influenced me, and they'll even do it by just, it's not music that I would normally like go ahead and make necessarily, but just even in, and I wouldn't get into all the weird rhythms and stuff that they get into either, but it's even just the way the drummer just hits like an off hit with the snare, like even little things like that where you just go, wow, that is incredible, the way that where it's placed, or just a little thing like that, a little nuance that, yes, the song's great, it's all really good, it's all technical, it's all well played, and then just get that little thing that just goes, oh, yes, please.
Yes.
Just really cool. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Well, I'm gonna go check that out again. But yeah, my final question, mate. I guess we've already covered this bit, but what are your hobbies away from music?
I generally just hang out with my amazing, awesome family that I love very much. Spend time with the little guy and the wife as much as possible. I think that's what's been really good about lockdown, actually.
Yeah.
And then literally just gaming.
Yeah.
And I don't really do too much else, really. Not in a, I like to say, not in a sad way. But but I enjoy gaming. I'm not very good at games. I'm actually just not good at them, but I enjoy them and I appreciate them for what they are.
Yeah.
Although saying that, I am nailing New Game Plus on Sekiro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. that's a hardcore game, and it's bloody tough. But yeah, there's plenty of just, it's an art form, I think, in itself, and I've just I kind of I get enjoyment from just playing. And yes, succeeding is nice, but I'm not always worried about that necessarily. I just enjoy some, like I say, go to another world and enjoy yourself and have fun.
Yeah. No, I mean that's
Sekiro. So yeah.
I think the thing with like sort of especially our generation of gamers, it's just that, like, because I don't class myself as a particularly good gamer at all. Like I just love picking up, playing, involving myself in whatever world is there, be it like at the moment I'm heavily into Killer Instinct again. Like I was that back when it was in the arcade in Aldershot. I used to sit at that pumping pound coins into that thing. And I'm just getting back into it. I got the Game Pass on Xbox and it's there, so I'm like, oh, wicked, do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
fantastic.
That's good.
And
I love to give a lot of shout out to M2 shot triggers as well, so people that are in the know will know what I'm talking about.
Okay, Cool.
That's a proper thing, I hope. So anyway, yeah, anyone listening to M2 shot triggers, check out their stuff. M2 are amazing anyway.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, Colin, thank you very much, man.
No worries.
It was great speaking to you and get to see you again after years, I think it is.
A long time. It was a long time. It has been a long time.
It has been a long
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
But hopefully once obviously lockdown lifts and stuff and you know, we might bump into each other somewhere in various, I don't know.
We should just exchange gamer tags is what we should do.
That is, yes, that's what we should do. I will
exchange gamer tags. I don't have too many friends. I generally keep to people I actually know.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'll hit stop recording in a moment so we don't advertise it to everyone.
Yes, that's fine too. Yeah, you can do that.